Welcome back to Sports First, number one in sports. I am your host, Saul Taj. Today we started off with some football. Said footy, but it's football. Um, we're going to kick it off with a good amount of NFL talk. NFL. We'll put in a little bit of fantasy talk in there, I guess. Um, as y'all know, the two kings of the kings, or the two fantasy leaders, as in AJ Green from the Packers and Zach the King Henry with the 47.7 killer. Him and a couple of other players could have easily won you a fantasy game if you are in a fantasy league. If you're just in general a Titans fan, you just loved what you saw from Mr. Derrick Henry and old boy Julia Jones. And I guess Tannehill just that pressure just got out to him, or that pressure was just way too much for him. But still ended up with the W, so can't complain right there to all you Tennessee Titans. The week, technically the NFL week, started off with the Washington football team against the New York Giants with Danny Boy Jones or Daniel Jones having himself a good fantasy game, but just not a good all around game NFL technically wise, as in just a good game. I mean, I like his weapons. Who doesn't like his weapons? He's just got weapons all over the place. You got a good running back out there in Saquon Barkley, and they did add Devontae Booker. Pretty sure he was playing with them Bronco right there. And then you got dang a whole bunch of wide receivers, I believe so. They actually added Kyle Rudolph. It's pretty nice, you know. Why not add some more? Um, then you got Kenny Galladay. They just pretty much got him from old boy Detroit Lions. Pretty legit wide receiver, or he's been a pretty legit wide receiver. It's in my eyes, but don't know if most of y'all like him or not. But then you got Sterling Shepard, man. He's been pretty legit himself. Over the years, he's been dealing with injuries, but looks like he's okay now. In my league, he dropped off I'm pretty sure he dropped all the way down to like the 70th, 80th pick, maybe even further down the line. But I was looking at him, but I'm like, I don't know about anybody with them, with the New York Giants, and looks like that was a mistake. I mean, it's only game two or second game of the week. Second game of the week. It's only second game of the season, so we'll see how that go down. And pretty sure there was another wide receiver. Darius Slade. Then you got Kyle Rudolph, Pete at tight end. I'm pretty sure there's somebody else that might be injured, but I'm not sure. Not 100. For the Washington football team, as y'all know, they got Tyler Heineke playing now, which I'm okay with Tyler Heineke. I'm surprised they even got Ryan Fitz. Because Tyler Heineke had a pretty decent game in the last year's playoff against the Buccaneers of Tampa with old boy Brady and Mike Evans. Oh man, that offense. We'll get into that a little later. With that dominant offense and defense, Jaden Kiesuk had himself good runs, but really, we all know who the running back out there is. Antonio Gittin. But receiving wise, JD did himself a good job, I guess, with the 5 and 83. with 16.6 average, and Terry McLaurin with 11 receptions, 107 yards, and 9.7 average, one touchdown. Logan Thomas had wide tight end, and then you got Humphries, but real sick. Ricky Seals Jones out there too with man, my son actually is all over the place today. But yeah, that's pretty much it. 1 point loss for them Washington Redskins. Well, not Washington, New York Giants of New York, the Giants of New York. Then we had the Raiders versus them Steelers. Not really too great of a game by them Steelers. Both came in 1-0. Um, pretty much pulled it. Well, the Raiders pretty much pulled it off. A good amount of kicking. Pretty sure what's his name is the leader in the field goal percentage. What that old boy name? Is it Carlson? Daniel Carlson. He was 4 for 100%. That's obvious. One, with the longest being 4 to 6. Got himself, what was it, 17 points. Who's leading in that? I know Hunter Renfro got himself, not Hunter Renfro, Henry Ruggs at third got himself a long touchdown. His average was 22, but I forget how long it was that long touchdown. 5 receptions for 118 yards. Everybody pretty much was involved in that the running game. Looks like Josh. I didn't even realize it, but just realizing it. But I already knew Josh Jacobs was injured, but he was out for that game. Raiders got themselves a dub right there. Other games. Tyrod Taylor got the injury for the Texans. Not even 100 who stepped in. I thought it would be a rookie. Do they have Sam Ellinger? I'm not 100%, but pretty sure they got Sam Elliott. Sam Elliott, former Tech University quarterback. Thought they'd probably try to add him or something into the game or not. They didn't. Maybe he might be injured. I'm not 100 on that situation. But Davis Mills pretty much came in 8 for 18. One touchdown, 1 interception. But Tyrod Taylor was actually looking pretty legit. He was 10 for 11. Before that situation, had himself one of them touchdown, multiple touchdown, and rushing touchdown. They were looking pretty decent. Their running back situations, it's like, I mean, I actually have Mark Ingram. He did have 14 carries for 41 yards. David Johnson's still that anomaly of a running back. I remember, like, what was it, that the first year, second year, he just, like, went off. He looked like I'm going to go ahead and say it. He looked like he could be a top 5 running back, which the year before, after his legit year, or that year where I'm pretty sure he got more than 1,000 yards. He just hasn't been that ever since then. But I remember he did the year after that. He was pretty much getting picked in the first round. I thought he was still legit, but he still hasn't came back from. I mean, sometimes just injuries mess up a player, and they just ain't the same player again. Philip Lindsay with 5 carries, 2 yards. Not looking too great for him. Brandon Cooks still killing it out there for the Houston Texans. Brandon Cooks has just been legit, just everywhere, pretty much everywhere he goes. But that's gonna be it for tape. Wasn't really trying to say. For the Browns, Baker Mayfield did go down for a little bit, but didn't look like he was injured. Nick Chubb with only 11 carries, 95 freaking yards. But I mean, him and Kareem Hunt probably the best. I don't know of any other duo that's as good. I mean, I would have to think about that one, but I'm not sure if any other duo is as good as them two. But the Browns got that dub for themselves. For the Jaguars, Jaguars vs Broncos. Trevor Lawrence ain't looking like the greatest quarterback, but his first year, one touchdown, two INTs. That's five for the year so far. Uh, we got Marvin Jones involved with 6 for 7, 55 yards, one touchdown. And DJ Jock, he had what, like 10 targets or so, maybe less than that, but still only one reception for 195. There was a couple of passes where I feel like he could have, him as in Trevor Lawrence, could have gotten the ball to Chark, but he didn't. The running back situation looking like the rookies getting even more and more touches, as in Javonte Williams over Melvin Gordon, but Melvin Gordon had the pretty big reception. I forget how much yard that one was, but he was 2 for 38 and averaging 19 point. Oh, maybe that was 19 yard that he got. But their situation with Jared Judy being out, another wide receiver I'm sure is out too. But Cortland Sutton, they looking nice out there. Cortland Sutton, Noah Fant, Tim Patrick. I was expecting a lot from KJ Hamler. Yeah, KJ Hamler, but none really. I mean, he did have some similar as last week. Him as in Teddy Bridgewater, Mr. Water, H2O missed KJ Hamler on a deep throw pretty much. But yeah, that sounds wrong. Other situations. We got the Saints losing big to Sam Darnold and DJ Moore. DJ Moore had himself a pretty big game in the first and second quarter, and just pretty much second half wasn't really there. I mean, they probably did double coverage. Colts versus Rams. Stanford. Matt Stafford's looking legit. Dolphins got the injury to Tua Tagovailoa, which ain't too great for them. Mac Jones looking alright. Zach Wilson ain't looking too great. Had him on my draft team, got the boy. Now I got a pretty bad situation, quarterback situation. With Tua injured with some sort of rib injury, I didn't look too deep into that one, but ain't looking too great. Then you got the Bengals versus Bears. Crazy situation in the I forget which quarter it was. I think it was in the third. Joe Burrito had himself 3 interceptions in 3 consecutive plays, which is crazy. I don't know. I don't know if that's like the first time that's happened in the NFL, but just wild situation. The line wasn't really so great for them, but oh boy, Zach Wilson had himself a couple of INTs too. So these young quarterbacks ain't looking so great so far, but they still young. Not on the greatest teams. They weren't the greatest teams before they joined these teams. But Mac Jones got his first NFL win. Joe Burrow almost completed the comeback with T. Higgins killing it. Jamar Chase. I think that's how it's pronounced. Jamar Chase, one of the two. But the wide receiver from LSU, former teammates, looking nice together, to be honest. Then you got Tyler Boyd and you got T. Higgins, but T. Higgins is really looking like he's just looking like wide receiver one, but it's all over the place. I feel like any week it could be any one of them. With Chase looking really nice, actually, he's had a couple of long touchdowns. But the best, I mean, so far in my eyes, I'm pretty sure and anybody else has the best team in the NFL right now, and will be the best. I mean, I feel like they have the best chance of winning the Super Bowl, maybe right behind or before, one of the two, Buccaneers or Chiefs, or I mean, who else could be in that list? I mean, you could say Packers, Ravens. Could you say add Titans to that list? It's all over the. You could add Bills to that. I mean, Saints looked good in week one, but week two kind of like a drag for them. Rams, I mean, with Aaron Donald, what other team could you add on? I mean, could you say Cowboys? Are you a Cowboy fan? How they Cowboys? I mean, Vikings had a pretty have a pretty good defense. But back to the Buccaneers Falcons. Man, that offense is cray to the disease. With I mean, you have three top 20. I'm gonna go ahead and say 20. You could easily, I mean, you could say three top 10 wide receivers. Could you say that? But I'm gonna just go with top 20, top 30 wide receivers. It's in Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and old boy Antonio Brown. I mean, at one point, Antonio Brown was number one wide receiver in the league. Then you had people saying it's Mike Evans, the number one wide receiver in the league, and then Chris Godwin. I mean, Tommy Boy himself said he's got the best hands he's ever worked with. So that's like, and then you got the Robbie Gronkowski, OJ Howard. Then you got Giovanni Bernard who can catch, Ronald Jones, Cameron Britt. Am I missing any? Oh, Leonard Fournette, LF Rened. Missed the number seven Rennet. I mean, they just got players all over the field on offense, and then they got a pretty legit defense, as we all know, as in probably the best two or best combo linebacker situation with is it James White? I'm like 100%. It's James White and oh boy, I don't even know did James White even play. Looking at stats right here, but I don't think. But him and Levante David. Did I say James White? Yeah, James. Oh my God, that's the running back for the Patriots, Devin White. Then you got the on the line Vita Vey. You got Ndamukong Suh. There's other JPP. How you forget that? I don't know. And then they added some new talent. Who is it? Edwards, who had the two INTs. I think two actually. Mike Edwards was. Yeah, actually, he had the two interceptions. I'm pretty sure both went for touchdowns. So like, you just got a stacked team like that. I mean, I don't know how you lose. Even though they did kind of get to Tommy Brady, they had well like two, three sacks or whatever it was. But he was 25, 36, 5 touchdowns. Oh my God, how do you stop that man? Falcons just haven't looked so great for years, pretty much ever since that Super Bowl situation. Added Mike Davis. Cordell Patterson's actually the one who had a pretty good game. Couple of touchdowns, one on the run, and then I'm pretty sure he had one on the. He also had the one on the pass with 58 yards, 11.6 on the air. And then I guess Mike Davis had a 38 and he had 11 yards, but still 7 carries for the one touchdown. That's pretty nice for him. Wide receiver situation, you'd expect. I mean, I was expecting. I mean, it's still early in the season. I'm expecting a lot from Calvin Ridley. I'm expecting him to have a couple of 100 yards, maybe over 100-yard gains. But then again, you added Kyle Pitts. Russell Gage isn't the worst wide receiver in the league, but he's not the greatest. And then there's somebody else. Almeida, yeah, Almeida. That's who it is. Number 17. He's Zacchaeus. He's been like he just gets a couple yards here and there, and just he might have had a pretty good game last year or the year before that, one or two. Pretty sure it was last year, but yeah, they're here for that game and trying to keep it on low. So I guess I'm gonna pretty much do a real quick review, not a quick review, just a quick touchdown on the rest of these games and call it. Any other games? Oh, the big game from Kyler Murray. Ooh. He was all over the place with him and Moore and Cook and Hopkins, just all over the place. Justin Jefferson and the boys could not keep up and couldn't. I had Justin Jefferson. He had what, like 78 points, but I mean he's doing pretty all right still. But he's got that old boy Thielen taking him touchdowns away from him. Then you got Osborne. Is it KJ Osborne's first year? I'm pretty sure he's a rookie. KJ Osborne, I'm like a third potential rookie from Miami. But yeah, KJ Osborne's actually not looking too bad. Maybe a free agent pickup right there if you don't already have him, which I'd be shookest if you already had it. Well, he had a pretty good game last week, so maybe you already do have him. Um, Other games, you had the Monday. No, actually, that was the Sunday night time. The Sunday night game was pretty good. With Lamar and Patty going back and forth, even though Lamar had the INT in the very beginning, but then came back pretty much, even though he had two INTs, came back, had a pretty good game, and actually ended up winning it with those running, and his passing is actually looking pretty good now too. I don't know if anybody I know that, but I know that Patton got really good. Hollywood Brown playing pretty good himself, even though they're down with two running backs. Then you had that, as I said already, Titans game with old boy Derek King there, Henry, good game. He was a monster. I tell you what, I'm like, man, he don't even need no more points. And then you just keep going in, keep going in, keep going in. You know, even catching the ball. I mean, man, that is one bad man, is what his name says. Then you had the Cowboys Chargers with Dak getting the best out of what name, Keenan Allen and Judd Herbert. Keenan Allen, Keenan Allen. um, Only four receptions for 108. That's per the legitness. Mike Williams out there balling, having himself starting off a pretty decent year. Then you got Off Neckler with receptions and carries. Not too bad for him, but that game ended in Zoyline field goal. Then you had the Packers, the Alpacas against the Lions of Detroit, which wasn't the greatest game. I mean, the beginning was pretty alright. Packers. Lions had the lead at the halftime. I think. I think they had the lead. I don't know. I totally forgot, but pretty sure they did have a 1 point lead at one point. Looked like Jamal Williams was gonna have himself a good old revenge game, but it did not end so well for Jay Will. Even though I was rooting, I mean, kind of was rooting for old boy, even though he's on my fantasy team. DeAndre Swift with 8 carries and 37 yards, and he had pretty good reception game, I guess. He always kind of does with the 4 and 41 yards. And TJ Hawkinson killing it with the 868 yard, one touchdown. Then you got their new wide receiver goal, pretty much core with Raymond, St. Brown, and Cephas. Pretty much Cephas has been the dog. Quentin Cephas is pretty legit, I guess. I mean, Goff seems like he likes him a lot. He goes to him a lot. Even though when there was opportunities for him to go to St. Brown or anybody else, he was trying to find old boy Cephas. Even though last week they threw like around 50 times, and DeAndre Swift and Williams each got 8 of those passes, which is crazy. I think that was the first time in the NFL where two running backs had 8 receptions each. But that's going to most likely, yep, that's most definitely going to be it. Already said the Kings of the Fantasy, which top 3 was, I'm like, I don't know if anybody else got more points than, maybe Lamar actually got more points than Kyler Murray, but I'm pretty sure Kyler Murray, AJ Jones, Mr. Jones, and then Derrick Henry, the king of the court. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment, like, sabotage out.